The Dallas Cowboys have traded for tantalizing talent known as Bazooka Joe Milton, and a 7th round pick, 217 overall, to the Dallas Cowboys for number 171, a 5th round pick in this year's NFL draft. In this video, I'm going to break down why I think the Cowboys have potentially a project quarterback that can take over for Dak Prescott in the future, push Dak Prescott in the present, and maybe even have the potential to be a big-time quarterback in the NFL. And I'm not just saying that. I'm a Patriots fan myself. I am genuinely shocked that New England only got a 5th round pick for a player with the amount of ability that Joe Milton has already shown and produced at the NFL level. We're going to dive into some highlights, some stats, and showcase why Joe Milton is one of the best project quarterbacks you could have on your roster. So to me, Joe Milton is more than a backup. Gronk, spike the like button if you're with me. Don't forget to subscribe for more NFL news, analysis, and more here on the Bottom Line View. Once again, the Patriots essentially swap Milton and a 7th round pick for a 5th round pick. Milton was selected once upon a time in the 6th round of last year's draft. And as we can see right here, he had the highest grade among all NFL quarterbacks in 2024. He only played one game. It was the final regular season game against the Buffalo Bills, with the Bills backups in the game. So keep that in mind. But the highest grade, according to PFF, among all quarterbacks, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, step aside, it's Joe Milton, who was selected in the 6th round, 194th overall. And the reason I bring that up is because the Patriots have basically swapped the ability to move up 23 picks. That's basically what they've done with this trade. And there are some rumors suggesting that maybe Joe Milton wanted to get traded because Drake May is the Patriots' franchise quarterback. They're all in on Drake May. Drake May is going to be their guy for hopefully 10 plus years in New England. So Milton wanted a place to go to compete for the future. And Dak is obviously the Cowboys guy for the foreseeable future, but he is getting a little bit older. He is wearing down with injury, and he is expensive. So Joe Milton goes to a place that I believe his favorite team growing up, his dad's favorite team. There's some sort of connection with the favorite team part with the Dallas Cowboys, so that makes sense. It's also in the South. You know, he played at Tennessee, so there might be more familiarity and some comfort there as well for Joe Milton from a personal perspective. And we've seen the Dallas Cowboys take chances on these type of quarterbacks. Recently, they traded for Trey Lance, a guy that I never liked whatsoever in college or the NFL. I thought he was a bust as soon as he was picked by the 49ers, and that's not exaggerating. Milton does showcase many of the same traits that Trey Lance has showcased at the NFL level. Big size, mobility, a strong arm. The same sort of player, but I actually think Milton has shown more in just one game than Trey Lance has ever really shown. And of course, we also have the preseason tape to look at as well, but Milton is a guy that I think shows a couple traits like confidence, composure with the ball behind the line of scrimmage, where he goes into creation mode and he becomes a pretty special and tantalizing talent for Jerry Jones, Schottenheimer, and the Cowboys. So let's take a look at the tape from last year. Just the highlights. So some of his best throws and his best plays against the Buffalo Bills, because I think this will give you an idea as a Cowboys fan what to look for and why the Cowboys actually chose to invest in this player. And in a weaker quarterback class, it's not a bad idea to go out and get a guy that might have the strongest arm in the entire NFL. This is a guy that can throw the ball 80 yards practically on his knees. That's what we're talking about with Bazooka Joe here. So you're going to see a player that's like smooth, athletic, can roll out and throw the ball, crisp down the field. Right? That's one play action attempt there to Demario Douglas. Just smooth, effortless arm strength. Here, facing the blitz, 3rd and 13, very composed. See how composed and confident and effortless his movement in the pocket is? Right? And then you just rewind that for a second just to see the release. The arm strength is easy. That's a 14, 15-yard pass across the field for a first down or close to a first down right there. Like, just really easy. Now, that release maybe a little deliberate, a little bit slow. Like, there's definitely some things he's got to work on a little bit. Here you can see the ability to run. Like, he is not slow. He's big, too. I mean, the man is massive. What does he bill in at? I don't even really know. 6'5", 246. That is some Cam Newton-like size. That is some Josh Allen-like size. And in a league full of these freaks at quarterback, you're going to need one of those. Let's just rewind and watch him run. I mean, Trey Lance was supposed to be able to do this, but we never really saw it at the NFL level too often. Milton, it's easy. It's an easy touchdown for him. And then he could do a backflip. That's how athletic he is. Like, he could do a backflip. And he's pulling off the number 19, which is not easy to do, in my opinion, with swag, which is not that easy to do. And then he hits the backflip, bro. Like he's Chris Breezy right there. Oh, my goodness. And then 3rd and 9, right here. Again, empties, facing the blitz. Good protection, but doesn't even really set his feet well. He's got to work on his footwork a little bit. As you guys can see, like his footwork, that's a little, it's not my favorite. But again, that was an accurate throw, on the money, comeback route, 3rd down, facing a blitz against man coverage. That's what you want to see from a quarterback. 2nd and 3. Here, he buys time. Look at how, composed he is, right? And this is a trait that we see from many of the best quarterbacks right now in the NFL. That ability to just buy extra time, right? He just buys that extra time, gets outside the pocket, looks down the field, throws a laser across his body. That is beautiful stuff. That's one of the best throws I saw all year. I know the guy was kind of wide open, but I mean, he's escaping pressure, rolling to his right, throwing the ball across his body. This would have been a plus play if Drake May made this play right here. I don't even know if Dak Prescott can make that throw. And this is one of the intimidating things if you're Dak Prescott. You're going to line up next to Joe Milton, and I know that you're Dak Prescott, you're established, you got the money, right? You've won a lot of games in the NFL, but there's no way if you're doing a throw power contest, you're winning. There's no way that you look bigger, faster, or stronger than this human. So to me, Joe Milton is going to be one of those guys that immediately walks in the locker room, he gets off a bus, and he looks like an intimidating figure. He looks like Cam Newton, bro. Look at this. Look at this play. That's elite stuff right there. That's actually Taylor Rapp, I think, right there. Is it not? Who's a starter on their team? 1st and 10. Milton. Again, play action. A lot of play action. That wasn't the best throw there, but you guys can see, he's got arm strength. He's got the zip. He's got the mobility. And the biggest thing I think he has is the composure, the confidence. I saw this in the preseason as well. He's very confident. That's something that I felt like Trey Lance never had. And I keep making these comparisons because that's the other player the Cowboys chose to kind of do this similar type of deal with, where it's we're going to go with a high upside guy at quarterback that's got all these traits. Maybe we can coach him up. But this guy actually has the composure and the confidence under pressure. He actually believes he can make these throws. Trey Lance, it felt like he was always a little scatterbrained, if that makes sense. And here, just good protection, good time, but reads the entire field, comes back to his next option, and throws the ball to Javon Baker there for another first down. And these are like long throws too. Another play action attempt. He's going to be effective in that regard. Rolling to his left, throwing a ball on a dime, accurately contested to Demario Douglas. This guy was just on a heater. I don't know if he's going to play this well against a starting defense, you know, but man, some of these throws are really elite. So yeah, like that's phenomenal stuff right there. That's phenomenal stuff. So Joe Milton in that game, 75% completion, 241 yards, 8.3 yards per attempt, and a touchdown passing, and also a touchdown rushing at 6'5", 246. He's only 25 years old. Yeah, this guy's got so much untapped potential, so much upside. I'm really intrigued. If I was a Cowboys fan, I would be pumped. I think this is a guy that you're going to watch in the preseason. You're going to get a feel for, see if he can make anything happen. I think from a Patriots fan perspective, it's disappointing because I'd like to hang on to a talent like this and maybe have him play another preseason, have his legend grow, have his aura, his myth, you know, become even bigger to the point where we could get a third or a second round pick. Because obviously Drake May is going to be our guy. There's questions about Milton in terms of, can he consistently throw that ball accurately? Can he consistently, you know, run an offense and be a guy that's consistently throwing for a 70% completion like he did in that Bills game, right? There's a reason he went in that late sixth round, seventh round range, right? He was very raw coming out of the draft. But that being said, when you just look at this guy's talent, he's got the size, the arm, the mobility, and the confidence to be a very good quarterback. So I think it's well worth an investment if you're the Cowboys. I'm a little disappointed as a Patriots fan. I felt like we didn't get enough, but I think that also is probably telling us that Joe Milton wanted to leave the Patriots. The Patriots did sign Josh Dobbs as their backup, and perhaps New England is also viewing Joe Milton as a guy that maybe cannot run Josh McDaniels' offense at the degree that maybe he could run that Alex Van Pelt, more West Coasty type of offense, where there is going to be more that play action rollout game, play action boot game, some of the West Coast stuff. Maybe he couldn't handle all the verbiage, all the communication that Josh McDaniels may bring to the Patriots, which is something that I think will actually help Drake May, because I think Drake May is very smart. I think Joe Milton is more of just a simple baller with a lot of talent. So that's an area he's got to grow. His footwork's got to get a bit better. His release maybe a little quicker, and his accuracy more consistent. But to me, like, the high-end traits are certainly there with him, and that's why I would invest in him. So those are my thoughts on Joe Milton to the Cowboys. If you guys enjoyed this style of reaction video, I'll try to do more of them. So let me know in the comments if you did enjoy it. Gronk, spike the like button, and we'll see you soon. Peace.